Hello, this video will be in English language, so everybody has a chance. But honestly, this channel is mainly in Danish language. This is my second YouTube channel. I used to have another YouTube channel a couple of years ago with almost 1,000 subscribers. But it was mostly about occult stuff and the conspiracy theories and all the occult knowledge. I always liked to think out of the box. So some think I'm a conspiracy theorist, but in my opinion, so-called conspiracy theorists are in reality just people who think out of the box, who are able to see things from another perspective. So I like to dig into certain topics and to analyze and see things from another angle compared to how normal people think, or people who are supposed to think in a normal way. But because there is too much censorship here, I gave up on my conspiracy theories channel because at the end, almost, I would say 30 to 40% of my videos got deleted because, there are certain topics that you are not supposed to talk about here. So I decided to make a new channel with mainly focus on local events here in Aalborg, sports event, concerts and so, and sometimes I just go around and film what happens in the area. So I only have 15 subscribers on this channel. It's a very small channel, but I do have around 50 videos. Actually, I started the channel 5 or 6 years ago. 6 years ago, I can see 2016. But I used the channel very rarely. But after my main channel got deleted, I tried to upload more videos on this channel. So now I have more or less 50 videos here. As you can see, most of the videos are in Danish language. I was thinking about maybe making videos also in English language, but at the end, most of the videos are local videos from Aalborg, so I thought, okay, probably there will not be any big interest for people outside Aalborg and Denmark to watch the videos, so this is why most of the videos are in Danish language. I still have a channel about conspiracy stuff and occult stuff, but it's on another platform, and I cannot link to it here because if I do that, they will delete it. So it's a shame, but I do have that other channel with I think around 100 subscribers. But I will also talk about the channels that I am subscribed to. Here are the channels. It's more or less 80 channels. We can see some of the channels that I'm subscribed to is just about some relaxing sounds, because sometimes I have difficulties sleeping at night. So I have figured out that if I play some background noise from relaxing waves from the ocean and so, and even trains and rain in the background, or thunder and rain, I tend to fall asleep easier. So it's because in the area where I live in Aalborg, there's a lot of noise, especially in the weekends. So it's actually good to have this kind of white noise, hvid støj in Danish, white noise in the background that can make you fall asleep faster. But I'm also interested in spiritual and occult stuff, so I'm also subscribed to Spiritual Awakening Meditation. And here's Samuel Fendrix. He also makes videos from Aalborg. This area is almost my neighbor. I think he lived like 50 or 60 meters from me, but he's not Danish, but he does make interesting videos. And Cykelfilosofen, it's because I'm very interested in cycling and sports generally, as you can also see. So this is a guy, he's also here from Aalborg, who makes analysis of big cycling events and races, for example Tour de France. And here I'm also subscribed to TV's Fritid, TV Free Time or Spare Time, I think it's called in English. It's also a local Aalborg channel, and they show local events from Aalborg, just as I do, but their channel is more professional. They use really expensive cameras, and so I only use my phone to make videos. And I'm also interested in mountain bike, so I'm also subscribed to videos about mountain bike. I rarely do mountain bike myself, but sometimes I do. But I do like to ride a bike, but it's not on a competition level. I just do it for fun and to get a bit of exercise. The other side, yes, this is about NDA, near-death experiences. I do believe in reincarnation. I do believe that there is something after this life, so I think it's interesting to hear about that. Here's Ultras Nord. I'm interested in football or soccer in American, so this is a channel about the how do you say, ultras environment in Scandinavia. It's an environment that has actually grown a lot in the last years. I'm not an ultras myself. Actually, I'm a fan of the Italian team Juventus, but I like the atmosphere that there is around football. So that's why I also watch these kind of ultras video. And Global Cycling Network, mountain bike, D-car, still something about cycling. Dr. Berg, it's an alternative doctor who has a lot of good videos about health and alternative health advice. Good sleep again. I sometimes struggle sleeping. Motivational doctor. He also has a lot of alternative tips to how to improve your health and condition and so. Juventus, of course, I'm subscribed to Juventus. It's my favorite team. Unexplained Studio. This is about some very old vintage videos from the 1800s. Mysterious videos and so, very interesting. I also like history and so, and I like mysterious stuff. Rimbel 35, it's a Spanish channel. His channel is mainly about conspiracies and about aliens. His videos are a bit crazy, a little bit off, if you can say. It's you have to be very open-minded to watch his videos. Most of his videos is about alien encounters and so, and interdimensional beings and so. Attraviesa lo Desconocido is also a Spanish channel about occult stuff, going through the unknown, if you translate it to English. The Physio channel is about exercises that you can do to improve your back, and so I sometimes struggle with my back. I have a little bit pain in my back sometimes, so it's good to go to this channel, and then if I have problems with my back, then I can do some of these exercises that can improve. Flemming Blicher is a politician for the freedom environment here in Denmark. During the COVID lockdowns, we were a lot of people who were very tired of the COVID lockdowns. We thought that it went way too far. I was also one of those, so that meant that I subscribed to some alternative thinkers who, like me, thought that the Danish government were far too strict in their COVID policy. And it's interesting now that after 1 or 2 years, most people start to realize, yes, probably it all went a bit too far. For example, most experts today think it was stupid and it was a mistake to lock down all the elementary schools so the kids couldn't go to school. Today, most experts say, okay, we shouldn't have done that. But when we talked about that 2 years ago, we were called conspiracy theorists and crazy people who didn't respect the lockdown, who didn't respect the indications from the experts and the government. But it turned out that probably we were right, that it was not a good idea to lock down the whole society. We also see today the consequences, economical, financial consequences, that a lot of people are struggling today because of the financial crisis, and also the all the thing that is the inflation that is happening right now. And we know that also this inflation that still affects us all, it also came because of the COVID lockdown, the COVID restrictions. And without the COVID lockdown, we will probably not have had this inflation that we have today. And we were many people who warned about this 2 years ago. It's not a good idea to lock the whole society down because of COVID, because we will have financial consequences, severe, very severe financial consequences for years to come. But people didn't listen. They say, oh, we are afraid of COVID, we have to lock everything down. And now people are starting to realize, hey, maybe those crazy conspiracy theorists were right. Maybe it was not a good idea to lock everything down, because now they are facing the consequences that, yes, we have this crazy inflation and people struggle to live and to get enough food and to pay their rent because of the inflation. Yes, we also have something about yoga. Actually, I'm not a yoga person, but I'm open to this kind of alternative stuff. Sleep doctor, again, because I have problems sleeping. And then Lars Andersen, he's a little bit of a provocateur. He is considered very, very right-wing, but he's also more right-wing than I am. He's very, very, very ultra-liberal. I'm liberal myself, but not. I wouldn't say that I'm ultra-liberal. I am socialist liberal. I think that we have to combine socialism and liberalism. Total socialism is not a good idea, and total liberalism is also not a good idea. But this Lars Andersen, he is 100% liberalist, but liberal. But he has some interesting ideas, so that's why I watch his channels. He's actually in jail now because he has done so many crazy things that at the end they sent him to jail. But he does have a very interesting vision of life, and so I think it's interesting to listen to him, even that I don't always agree with him. And we can see a lot of the other channels, it's about cycling. These are about cycling, all of these channels. I like football, but probably in the last 10 years I've been more and more interested in cycling, so I watch almost all the big cycling races in television. And here we have Gian Maria. It's an young Italian singer. I think he's very good. Maurice San, it's an Italian researcher who is also critical about the lockdown, COVID policy, and so he's also very liberal. And Mads Palsvig is a Danish politician. I don't know if he's a socialist or if he's a liberal. I think you can't really say that Mads Palsvig is socialist or he's liberal. He's just something who thinks out of the box, and who think that it went too far during COVID with all the lockdowns and so. And here's Richard Bruce. He's a bit crazy. He talks about reptilians and about interdimensional beings. He claims to be targeted by the government, who are and the aliens who are chasing him. It's a bit entertaining to watch his videos. Maybe most people would consider him crazy, but I also think that maybe he's into something. I do think there is something about demonical possession, and I also do think that governments, especially in the US, that they target people who go against the government, who go against the system. So I think it's possible that this Richard Bruce could actually be targeted by the government because of his critical videos. Visione TV is an Italian channel about alternative subjects. Some would call it conspiracy theories. Verden Vision 2 is a Danish channel also about these topics. Free thinker, something who thinks in a liberal way. I told you I'm myself pretty liberal, and I do have an alternative vision of life, and so that's why I'm attracted to these channel. Virtual Tour is a guy who walks around in cities around the world and films. For example, Oslo, Copenhagen, Berlin, Hamburg, Rome, and so it's very interesting. Nick Filippo Niviani is one of my favorite singers. It's an Italian singer. Jaconor 73 is a Spanish researcher. He also has a lot of occult videos about demonical possession, interdimensional beings, aliens, UFOs, and so it's very, very interesting, but also a very dark stuff. So if you are afraid of aliens, you should not listen to his videos. Ole Terkelsen, he's the most famous Danish researcher into the Martinus cosmology. I don't know if you know Martinus, but you can Google him. You can say Martinus was Denmark's answer to Jesus. He wrote the Third Testament. Christina Grossi is a Swedish woman with Italian roots. That's why her name sounds Italian, Grossi. She thinks a lot like me. She has a very alternative way of thinking and seeing the world. So I feel very much connected to her content. Age of Truth. It's a Danish channel, but in English language, about occult stuff. All the occult stuff, Illuminati, spirituality, demonical possession, MK Ultra, UFOs, reptilians, Satanism, and all the occult stuff. So, yes. But as you can see, many of my channels are about alternative stuff. For example, Spirit Guide TV, Light at the Center. It's a Swedish woman who claims to be a reincarnation of an alien, and she is now incarnated here on Earth to help humanity come through this big crisis that we see in these years. So she claims to be a spiritual helper for humankind, but that she's in reality an alien. Much of this sounds very crazy, but actually, maybe I'm also crazy, but I'm open to this stuff. At least I think it's interesting. But even if I don't believe anything or everything of it, I can still watch it and at least have fun, because some of the ideas maybe are a bit too crazy, but still it's entertaining to hear about these alternative ideas. Here's a video about a channel about chemtrails. It has been known by alternative researchers for a long time that the elite actually they do climate change with the chemtrails, with geoengineering. So that's why they all talk about climate change, but much of this climate change that we see has actually been caused by governments themselves with the geoengineering. But of course, this is also considered a crazy conspiracy theory, but in my opinion, there is something about it. Mundo Desconocido is also a Spanish channel about alternative subjects and ideas, Illuminati, aliens, and so. Indre Sandhed, Inner Truth is a Danish channel. It's a Danish woman who is into astrology, and she makes very interesting videos about astrology and and so. So this was just a short presentation of my channel and of the channels that I'm subscribed to. So maybe if you're interested in some of these subjects, you can go and check these channels out. Have a nice day. Bye.